The second special session of the Meeting 38 na Legislature in Guam is called to order. Senator Raines, you're recognized.
Sijus Masi, Mr. Speaker, and welcome to my colleagues. Mr. Speaker, at this time I will be making a report on the budget as sent down by the governor, which was what we recessed for, in terms of the significant differences that were found by our staff, and so I will read that into the record. At this time, colleagues, on your desk is a copy of all of the outlined or highlighted changes between the governor's proposal under this special session versus the bill that we had passed, 44-38, several weeks ago. Colleagues, for 7 years, the people of Guam have been told the same story. Keep the business privilege tax at 5% and Guam Memorial Hospital be saved. 7 years of record collections, 7 years of record-breaking budgets, $2 billion in federal dollars, and yet GMH is in worse condition today than it was before. Now, in her final year, the governor once again says, keep it at 5%, and this time it will work. Let's be honest, it hasn't worked in 7 years, and it will not work now. GMH has been used as a political shield while real solutions are being ignored. Enough is enough. And let's stop pretending this bill is only about BPT. It's not. Based on policy analysis by my policy team and the fiscal analysis of the Office of Finance and Budget, this bill rewrites laws that were never vetted nor debated. In Chapter 12, Section 56, it authorizes a new GPD headquarters with no real funding source. In Chapter 12, Section 57, it authorizes a sports field in Tidzin, again with no funding source. In Chapter 12, Section 58 through 59, it places the Guam Department of Education under Central Accounting Act as a state clearinghouse, fundamentally changing how our schools operate. And let's be clear about what this really means. It hands the administration direct control over $270 million in education funds. That is not a budget adjustment. That is a massive shift in power over our children's schools. In Chapter 12, Section 61 and 65, it removes our Attorney General's hands in procurement, raising the limit, which requires the AG approval from $500,000 currently to $5 million. I believe the Attorney General was in the PDN today saying he absolutely does not support this move. In Chapter 12, Section 62 and 63, it extends health insurance contracts worth more than $100 million a year for up to 3 years without a hearing. These are not technical fixes, my colleagues and Mr. Speaker. And while I support some of these proposals, these are sweeping policy changes crammed into a budget with no public input. And colleagues, this is disingenuous. The governor claims her proposal only changes BPT. That is false. If she were truly transparent, she would have submitted these policies in separate bills for debate. If they were good proposals, they would stand public scrutiny and actually maybe garner public support. I know sports fields, police headquarters, I personally support them. So do many in our community and maybe even in these halls. But instead she buries them here, hiding behind GMH, using the hospital once again as a political shield. We've seen this behavior before. Mr. Speaker and colleagues, some of you were here when we did this. After Typhoon Mawar, the $20 million that I had secured with my colleagues' support to help DOE reopen schools, we all know what happened. That money was withheld and never used, while children sat in classrooms filled with mold. Worse still, this bill violates our own Section 6.02, which requires strike-throughs.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
And underlines what some people can see exactly what's being removed, added or removed.
What's your point of order, sir?
There's no time on the clock?
There is no time on the clock. Thank you very much. Proceed.
Worse still, this bill violates our own rules.
Mr. Speaker, this is a point of order. I don't know what this debate and discussion is, but I just ask that the body as a whole be allowed to debate and discuss this bill. If there are sections of it that some of my colleagues disagree with, then we can easily strike those sections out of the bill. But we have the employees of the Guam Memorial Hospital here, Mr. Speaker, and they're watching this session very closely. They're watching what we do, and they're watching how we prioritize. It's a little rich to talk about disingenuous and things being crammed into a budget bill, because that's exactly why we're here this morning, Mr. Speaker. But my point of order is that we be allowed to proceed and discuss and debate the bill.
Give the gentleman time enough to be able. Thank you.
Jesus Masi, once again, Mr. Speaker. This bill violates our own standing rules. Section 6.02D requires strike-throughs and underlines so the people can see exactly what's being added or removed. The governor's submission ignores that requirement. Instead, she sent a quasi-clean version of a bill hiding changes from the public and forcing our people to dig through statutes just to figure out what she's trying to slip in. That's not transparency, and that's not accountability. At the crux of all this, we're being asked to ignore the fundamental tenets of democracy and give this governor her wish. If you want to speak in earnest, come to us and present the facts. Instead, what I hear is, it's the governor's way or the highway. And we should just trust the administration. And I got to tell you, one of the biggest problems of trust in this is that this budget is not even balanced. It double appropriates $6.4 million in federal matching grants and in aid to the Office of the Attorney General and again for public defenders, which does not exist. It's not a typo, it's a glaring error. We were elected to ensure fiscal discipline, not to rubber stamp reckless budgeting that spends the money that Guam doesn't have. Colleagues, this legislature already passed a budget. We fulfilled our duty. The governor vetoed it. That's her right. But it is not her right to bypass our process, rewrite our laws behind closed doors, and then expect us to scramble to fix her mistakes, just so that she can cement her legacy. We are not in the business of legacy preservation. We are here to provide government services for our schools, our public safety officers, our hospitals, and our people. We cannot provide those services by passing broken, unbalanced, and dishonest bill. The governor's transmittal is not a budget, it's a power grab. It's an attempt to strip this body from its constitutional role and rewrite laws without scrutiny. I want to work in earnest, and so I'm saying some of these new additions are great, Governor. Some of these new funding you've identified after refunding the BPT bonds, which closed during one of our midnight sessions, have created new savings for this government that we did not have when we deliberated the budget. Mr. Speaker, I will be transmitting to all of our colleagues soon, and they should actually have a copy of the governor provided them with it. This is an additional $32 million that is now available for appropriation. This is as a result of the savings of the refinancing of the BPT bonds. To the hospital folks that are here today that have joined us for this session, here's $32 million that we can give you right now by appropriating that money directly for the CIP projects that were stripped out of your budget in December of 2024. Like I said, Mr. Speaker, I'm already working with colleagues to appropriate a majority of this money to Guam Memorial Hospital. Colleagues, the choice is clear. We either defend the integrity of this institution and the trust of our people, or we hand both away. For that reason, I urge you to reject this measure, Mr. Speaker, and I move that we adjourn this second special session on Bill number 12S. Sidus Masi, Mr. Speaker and colleagues.
Thank you. There is a motion to adjourn this special session. Are there any objections? All right, there is an objection. All those in favor of adjourning this special session, please indicate by raising your hand. Motion carries. Session is adjourned. Thank you very much.